I've got a new adventure to talk to you about. It's for Pocket Fantasy RPG, which of course is my game. And this is an adventure I wrote called The Lost Vault of Urstav. It was heavily inspired layout-wise from Merkborg, which I did a video on. And I love the way it looked. I just went into a little bit more detail than Merkborg does. So this is going to be hopefully the first of many adventures that I'll create for Pocket Fantasy RPG. And if you're on the fence about it, I'm just going to go ahead and give you just a little quick little thing about it. It's 27 rooms. It is a dungeon crawl / adventure. It's more dungeon crawl than it is adventure because, again, Pocket Fantasy, if you're not aware of it, is supposed to be for a quick night's adventure with not much prep, real deep character creation, or combat you have to really explain that's real difficult. It's very easy. It uses 1d6. And so you should be able to play this adventure in one night session, and maybe your normal game fell through or somebody couldn't play, but you still wanted to play. And here's a game that you don't have to be, learn a new system that's tough. And it's all about, high adventure exploration, getting loot, and hopefully saving the day. A lot of the adventures are going to have a very much a almost cliched view of fantasy tropes when it comes to the adventure. Very much, hero saves the day. Because this game is supposed to be played for new players, old players, young, doesn't matter who they are, but it's going to kind of, capture that feel of high adventure. And this Lost Vault of Urstav definitely does that. And so I highly recommend you pick it up if you've played Pocket Fantasy. Let me know what you think about it. And, of course, all the support is great for more stuff that's going to come for the game, for these adventures. And so let's look at the, that's going to be kind of for, just little cliff notes for it, but let's go into a little bit deeper. So this is not going to be for players. If you're going to think that maybe that someone that you might play the game with is going to run it for you, so you may want to go watch something else at this point. But I do appreciate all the support that Pocket Fantasy's gotten over the years. I can't stress that enough. This was a game that I originally created just kind of on a fluke, and it was really well received. And I've worked a bunch on it, even though it's just 4 pages, the main rules. And it's taken up a lot of my time, but that's fine because it's just something, that's why I made it free. I wanted people just to be able to play it. And people have wanted more, and I've wanted more out of it as well. As much as I try to maybe steer away from it for a while, it always keeps pulling me back, as that saying goes. And of course, I love it. So this is the start of hopefully a lot of more cool, fun adventures to create for you guys, and I hope you enjoy them. So let's look at a little bit deeper. I'm going to let you look at the first page. You can see this on the preview for Drive-Thru-RPG. And there it is. Very easy, statted out, 27 rooms. It's going to have all these are going to have an introduction and a what's going on section. And the what's going on is definitely going to be just a thing for the Pocket Master, as I call it, to be able to understand what's going on and the main story behind it, as well as kind of what the players need to do to finish the adventure. So the Lost Vault is going to be a vault that lies underneath the town of Urstav, which is completely destroyed. It's old, it's decrepit, it's the husk of its former self. And a wealthy landowner pretty much put all his belongings in this vault underneath the town. And he sought the love of a woman that did not love him back. And so he sought out dark forces to pretty much make her love him. Yes, it's got a kind of a cliched love type story, but I think it's going to be one that maybe can help, a lot of players might enjoy kind of seeing how it goes out, plays out with their group. And it's almost kind of like a tragedy a little bit. But one with a good ending, with an ending that I think that the players can feel good about. And so, yeah, it's, my thought process behind it was, if you took an aristocrat, a lord, someone that's very wealthy, and then you had to make them put all their belongings into these rooms, how would they do that? And so each of the rooms are kind of stuff that he had to put in these rooms, and that would be like furniture, art, busts, silverware, trophies, mirrors, anything you can think of that someone that of nobility or such would have, and have to store it. But also, he's keeping in there his most valuable possession, which is, of course, the woman that he loves that does not love him back. So the structure of the adventure is definitely going to be one very much kind of like a Zelda type game, a video game type thing where you need to go and get some keys figured out a little bit of some puzzles to get the keys in order to open up certain doors. So I think that's going to be fun, so that it doesn't exactly just become just a mindless dungeon crawl. Have the players think a little bit, get a little bit of the story while they do that, and then ultimately face the wizard. Pretty much that's what he becomes in a certain way. There's not much PC interaction and stuff like that in the game, but hopefully that story will keep people going. And this is supposed to be a place that's, they should get the feel that there's magic in this place, and of course there is. There's a mausoleum that's a great little action scene with a bunch of zombies and undead, as well as a cult. That'll also be explained in the story. But some critters have come through since the entryway has been opened up, and it kind of goes from kind of a normal little dungeon crawl to the kind of this cosmic feel to it with the wizard and where he's at. And hopefully that should have a little bit of amazement moment for the players. And then the great ending, which will be sad but happy, and a way for the players to get a lot of cool loot should you want to continue on your Pocket Fantasy game. So there it is. You can see the layout that I did for the like the first room, the entrance hall. It's very much inspired by Merkborg, which I did a video from, which I really like the way that they did presented their dungeon, but this has got more. It's more fleshed out than Merkborg. Merkborg is like literally one sentence for some rooms, and I just couldn't do that. It went against my thought process. So there it is. It's 27 rooms. It's only $2 on ttrpg. A cool story of exploration. Kind of a creepiness here and there, and some neat monsters for your players to fight, and then this kind of tragic love story with hopefully a great ending for your players. So let's go back to the front. There it is. It's, I'd love to hear what anybody thinks about it. Should you pick it up? I appreciate all the support from all the years. Every time I see that someone has picked something up, it makes me feel good. Like, it's got the normal, the Pocket Fantasy itself has got almost 6,000 downloads, which is just absolutely amazing. I never thought it would go to that. Now, granted, it's a completely free product out there, and I hope everybody just downloads it and gives it a try. And I, the support for this and the upcoming adventures is going to help me, because I'm going to run out of William McGoslet art. The maps are by Dyson Logos; those are completely free. So I'm going to have to start using that support to help hopefully get some new art as well. And these are supposed to be easy to print out, so there's not a bunch of art and stuff like that for you to worry about. And this adventure, I believe, is roughly about 12 or 13 pages, give or take a page that doesn't have anything on it. And then there's a player's handout map in the back that was fun to make as well. And yeah, there it is, The Lost Vault of Urstav. I'd love to know what you think about it. Should you pick it up and read it? If you play it, even better. I look forward to the next one. I'm going to try to get them out every month if I can, barring something that stops me. But it's just been absolutely a blast to create this. And I'd love to hear what you think about it. Please give a review. Good, bad, stars, however many you want to do. It's only going to help me make Pocket Fantasy better and make better adventures for you guys. And just as long as you keep the scope of what Pocket Fantasy is in your mind, that it's not going to be anything that is a super detailed to bog down your game. Everything I try to do my best to make sure it's fun, and that ultimately is going to cut out a lot of stuff that bogs games down, and that's definitely not what Pocket Fantasy is about. So high adventure, high excitement, kind of heroic endings, and yeah, and I think you'll see that with the second one that I'll be putting out next month. So thanks for watching this. Thanks for your support for Pocket Fantasy. If you picked up The Lost Vault of Urstav, thank you very much. I cannot express that more for your support. And because I know there's tons of stuff out there on ttrpg, and you chose to give me some of that hard-earned cash to help support the game. So I'm very appreciative of that. And I'll probably say that a million times, but that's what I think it warrants. So again, thank you for watching this. Check out Pocket Fantasy. It is free. For someone that might have come across just this video or just the listing on ttrpg, and there's tons of cards I've made for it. It can give you everything you need. It has very much a style of rulings over rules, and I think that's definitely the way to go with a game like this. So thanks for watching, thanks for your support, and I'll make another video next time for the next adventure. So thanks a lot.